When it comes to a quick and easy meal, it doesn't get much better than pan-fried burgers. I'm Mark, and today I'm going to walk you through how to make them. As these burgers are relatively simple to put together, opt for a really nice high-quality beef, like grass-fed organic. You can even ask your butcher to blend steaks together for an even higher quality burger patty. Use an 80-20 percentage beef. The 20% fat keeps the burgers nice and juicy without overwhelming the beef flavor. You'll want to keep the beef nice and chilled throughout this whole process. That allows for some really nice flavor pockets when that beef hits the hot skillet. I'm going to get started by portioning out my beef. I'm going to use a bench scraper and cut the beef into 4 equal portions. If you want to be a little bit more precise, you can use a kitchen scale. I have a bowl of cold water here that I'm going to dip my hands into before handling the beef. This will keep it nice and cold. And you want to handle the beef as little as possible so that you don't end up with a tough burger. I'm going to form it into a little bit of a ball here and gently smash it down to about a 1-inch thickness. And then I'm going to take my thumb and make an indentation, actually a hole, all the way through the middle. And I'm going to set it on here so that I can just press it down a little bit further into the hamburger shape that we'd like. I'm going to move on with making the rest of my hamburger patties. My burger patties are complete, and I'm going to cover them with plastic wrap. And to keep them cold, I'm going to chill them while we move on to the next step. For smooth, even cooking of your burgers, we recommend using a cast iron pan. Make sure it's nice and well seasoned, which makes it naturally non-stick. If you don't have a cast iron pan, you can always use a stainless steel or non-stick frying pan instead. Heat your pan to medium-high heat. Before we cook the burgers, we're going to toast our hamburger buns. Just take a little bit of butter, spread that on each half, and you can put those right into your pan. We recommend using potato hamburger rolls or brioche hamburger rolls, but you can use whatever rolls you prefer or any rolls that you have on hand. All of our buns are toasted. Now I'm going to clean up the pan. I have a little bit of damp paper towel here. Put it in my tongs, kind of go around the edges, get in the middle. And the reason I dampen it is in case there are any crumbs in the pan. They kind of cling more to a damp paper towel than a dry one. I'm bumping up my heat to medium-high so it gets nice and smoking hot as we cook our burgers. I have my burgers here, they're nice and cold, and before we cook them, we want to salt and pepper them. The reason we're doing this right before cooking is that salt draws out excess moisture from the burgers, which you don't want. You want your burgers to be nice and juicy. I'm going to make sure that I hit up both sides of the burger. So here's the first side. Flip them over, and we'll get the second side. Our cast iron is nice and hot. I'm going to add a generous pat of butter here to get it going. And now it's time to add the burgers. Be careful not to overcrowd your pan to allow for more even cooking. We're going to cook the hamburger patties for about 3 to 4 minutes per side. This will bring them to a medium rare temperature. You don't want to move the burgers around too much because you do want to get a nice brown sear on them. So just kind of keep an eye on them as they cook, but don't move them. You'll know when it's a perfect time to flip your burger when the edges start to get a little bit brown. And there's a nice sear on the bottom here. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, these look ready to flip. Nice and brown on the bottom. And you can test how well these are done by using a meat thermometer. If If you like your burgers medium rare, you're going to be aiming for 130 to 135 degrees. If you like your burgers well done, you can take them all the way up to 160, 165. Burgers are just about done. If you notice that the holes are still there, that's okay. They're still going to taste just as delicious. The important thing is that they cooked nice and evenly all the way across. If you like to have cheese on your burger, turn off the heat, add your slices of cheese, and then top it with a cover so the cheese will melt. And look at that, it only took about a minute for the cheese to melt. Used a nice melty American cheese, but of course you can use any cheese that you like. I'm going to remove these over to the pan and we're going to get ready to plate up and top our burgers. Add your favorite toppings and dive in.